Thought about it maybe once or twice before, but now it's in my head. Don't really think I can ignore the fact that lately I've been feeling restless, feeling whack. Like it's time to tie my hair up, don't those nights in the pool. We made our own rules, it's taking me back to 28 seconds flat.
G'day, this is Chris from Parx-e here. Thank you so much for watching the Parx-e story. It means so much, your comments, your words, your feedback. I had two amazing acts that I really wanted to be in the last video, but for time constraints, they ran out of time. But I still wanted their amazing footage and their words and their thoughts. Alexis, Borden and Smoking Martha. Alexis found my website. I loved what I heard. The rest is history. Smoking Martha, I heard about around the traps, approached them. Same deal, rest is history. This is what they had to say.
Hi, my name is Alexis Borden. I'm a singer-songwriter from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I found Chris's website a few years back when he gave me some PR for a new record that I was putting out, and he has been kind enough to interview me and feature me multiple times. He's such a sweetheart. Congratulations on 15 years of your website, and I hope it just continues to be successful for many more years, because what you do for independent artists is so cool. Thank you so much for everything.
Hi, my name's Tasha. I'm from Smoking Martha. Thank you, Chris from Parx-e, for always helping us out with live local shows, for all of your support with your website, and good luck with everything, and keep it going.
From Melbourne to the world, you're watching Parx-e.
All right, we're back. So earlier in the year, I came across this amazing Canadian act called Youngblood. When I heard Easy Nothing, I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I sent her an email. Approached her for an interview, she agreed. We stayed in touch, we connected on Facebook. A few months down the track, she posted she's playing Sydney. I'm like, what, you're playing Sydney? But first of all, I asked her, you're playing Melbourne. But you know what? I want to go to Sydney. I want to see her play. So I did. And a big shout out to my main man, Gareth, for letting me stay at his place. I had the most amazing time in Sydney. She was awesome. The music was amazing. And she kindly agreed to do an interview for Parx-e again. So this is what she had to say. How does someone from Canada get to play Cronulla of all places?
How does someone from Canada? Okay. Well, we are in a pretty fortunate position that we just played a festival called Breakout West, which is one of the collaborators with Australian Music Week. And so basically I just applied to Australian Music Week and we got accepted. And due to the generosity of the Canadian government, we got our flights covered and now we're in beautiful Australia.
So how are you finding being in Australia so far?
Being in Australia is awesome. It's been a really great experience. We've met a lot of great people and listened to some awesome music and soaked up some rays on the beach. So I feel like we've done a pretty good job so far.
So how did the Youngblood sound come about?
Youngblood came about basically a year and a half ago, summer of 2015, when I wrote a couple songs and just wanted to kind of branch out from the band that I was playing in previously. And when I wanted to play the songs live, I hired a live band and we just loved what we were doing so much. And we wanted to recreate a cinematic scientific soundscape, which I describe as what the 60s thought the future would sound like.
So I'm guessing you're happy with how the music has been overwhelmingly being responded?
Yeah, no, I've been really stoked at how much we've done over the past year. It's been incredible. We've toured across the country, we've come to our own country, Canada, we've come to Australia. We've done really well on Spotify and online, and I'm just really stoked that people are liking what I like to make.
So are you happy how the EP has turned out and how the response has been to it? So
yeah, I'm super happy with the response to the EP, and obviously the EP was like my baby, so I spent a lot of time making it to be exactly what I wanted it to be.
So how did the EP come about? How did the whole process come about for it?
For the EP?
Yeah.
Basically, I had a bunch of ideas for some songs, and then my friend Parker Bosley, who plays in a bunch of Canadian bands such as Gay 90s and Hot Hot Heat, we wrote a bunch of songs together and I kind of finished them, and then basically from there we were like, we got to get these in the studio and record these, and while we did that we just tried to have as much fun as possible and make it what it is today.
So was the songwriting different from when you started as a songwriter, or was it more or less the same?
No, I think that the songwriting process has more or less stayed the same.
Cool. So what do you hope the EP will do for you and your career as an artist?
Well, obviously I hope that this EP will lead to another full-length record, which already it has, and that will lead to us being able to tour and support our record and be able to be full-time Youngblooders for life.
So how important to you, this is probably everyone asks this question, they always ask it, how important to you is social media?
Social media is a fickle beast. That you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't sometimes. I think that you have to be on it as much as possible, but you can't neglect any platform, so you got to make sure that you're really investing your time into every single one and dedicating your time to all of them. But it's an incredible opportunity to be able to connect in real time with your listeners and your fans, and for that I am really grateful.
So what's inspired you now as an artist? That's something that you've heard recently, you've gone, wow, I've got to take that and inspire in my music.
Well, recently we all watched Tame Impala live, which was amazing.
They're
and we loved the way that they've kind of incorporated their live show into a performance, and so that's been a big inspiration. But I've always been a fan of like Beach House. And also recently I was able to see Grace Jones in LA, and that was
nice.
Really, really inspiring.
So how important to you is look and image? So, and with that being and planning your career?
I'd say that for me, I'm a very visual person, so our image is just as important as the way that our sound is crafted, because when somebody is looking at something, it kind of influences the way that they interpret your sound. And so I'd like to, be able to control all kind of sensory aspects of the band, and we actually would like to introduce more like smelling. I'm trying to think of the word right now, but more nasal and like environmental aspects as well, so you kind of are getting like your visual and your auditory or your visual, your sonic and your smelling senses all in there together.
So do you have any rituals before you play a show?
Every show is pretty different. As you know, the show is pretty tight, and a lot of shows we're tight for time, so sometimes we don't really have a chance to kind of put any sort of rituals into place. But when we do have the luxury of time, basically we like to just come together half an hour before the show and make sure that we're all checked in, and like I like to do some stretches and some vocal warm-ups, and basically we like to just do a band huddle and make sure we're all on the same wavelength, and then we go off onto the stage.
So if you could have anybody in a video clip, who would it be?
If we could have anybody to which?
In a video clip.
In a video clip?
Yeah.
Like of a music video of ours?
Yes.
If we could have a cameo, I'd love to have Grace Jones in one of our videos.
Nice. So 2017, what does that have in store for you?
2017, we're going to be doing a lot of touring. We're going to be on the road a lot. basically supporting this EP that we released a month ago called Feel Alright. So we are going to be doing a US West Coast tour, and then we're going to be going to Europe and Canada as well. And so we're going to be just on the road a lot and writing a lot for the next release as well.
Cool.
From Melbourne to the world, you are watching Parx-e.
All right, we're back. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. A big shout out to my main man Gareth again for being an awesome host. I loved exploring Sydney, had the best time with him on the Saturday, exploring Sydney, enjoying Sydney. The Parx-e show has been retired and it's just going to be now known as Parx-e. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Where's the love?